we are just looking at the race like from a fair point, and we can get into some of the controversies. But I did hear that they've employed like two Scottish lads that go down the course like all the time, trying to like check on poles and all that stuff, which leads to one of the controversies is Amri Piron. I mean, the internet's blowing up on if he should have been disqualified. So we've had it. We've had weather. We've got new teams. We've got new signings. We've got Tani delivering in crazy conditions. Like, we've got so many crazy topics.
Yeah, I think I don't know if we've seen a World Cup with so much drama. We had people running the track. We had the pole gate with Amr.
Okay, so people were in the track for Hattie Harden's run.
Yeah.
I mean, should that not be a rerun?
To me, 100%. There's no way that did not impede her race run. Like, even if she's crashed, that's not...
Doesn't matter.
It's not even part of the calculation if her race run got impeded.
No, it's not.
100% it was affected, and then that could have contributed to the second crash, which then stopped her from getting so many points. You've lost your focus when someone's running on the track in front of you.
Yeah, you've lost your focus. I mean, that's the biggest key here. Well said.
Yeah. So it's just dangerous, really. And whoever it was had an official lanyard on, so they're part of the organisation somewhat. I'm not sure why they were running on the track, but it was pretty dangerous and it was pretty amateur. But otherwise, the whole thing was a success with the Q1, Q2. So they've done well with that. I'll give them props on that. But having people running in the track is not even something you see at the local races.
Hopefully not. I mean, I was here in Madeira riding all over the island, and luckily that didn't even happen to me. So, no, you're right. That shouldn't happen. You would hope we can learn from that. Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you say, oh, the person was 10 foot in front of her. It's like, what are you talking about? You lose your focus for a second, you lose time, or like you say, you can crash coming after that, like going, there was a person in the track, poof, crash. So, that's definitely not ideal. So, huge success on Q1, Q2 for drama. Big boys probably didn't like being in Q2. I think they're going to all learn and adapt the strategy like they did with semifinals last year that they maybe didn't like, but then they're professional. They'll adapt. So, I think they're going to relook at some of the strategy. A drier course might be a little fairer and easier, but those time gaps are going to shrink. It's just insane, dude. 3.8 seconds from first to 20th. That used to be the podium split.
It's not even in the dry either. So it's like, imagine what we're going to get when it's a dry, fast race. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, dead horse, but I wish we could have more in the final for sure. Like, if you look at percentages and stuff on the women, that's great they got 15. But if you look at the depth, you can't argue that there's not crazy depth on both sides.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Q1, Q2 is exciting, both women and men. That's incredible.
I think they don't broadcast it live. I think there was just a replay that got put out, like from what I gather. But then make sure it goes out live and follow 1 minute of every rider, not one rider for 3 minutes. Otherwise, you don't get to watch anyone.
So we missed Jackson's run and a few others. Yes.
Yeah. So we want to see a little bit of every rider rather than a lot of every three riders, I think.
Yeah, and that's a challenge with Q1, Q2. So I understand that the first 20 get seated at the end, and then the Q2, LCQ. Actually, broadcast was calling it LCQ, so props to me. We'll just keep calling it LCQ. So if the broadcast, it is a last chance qualify, bro. Last chance
it's
to get in.
It's the last chance they've got,
But unfortunately, because you can't really re-rank, or maybe we've got to figure out a ranking system, but the conditions were a little bit different. So like imagine it's wet for Q1, then dry for LCQ, then those guys are going to go quicker. Then I don't know what to do, but the reason I'm bringing it up is we didn't see a lot of Amari's run. So we've been told we're going to 30, we're cutting down to 30. So my question or feedback is, we need to see more of Amari's run. But that makes the broadcast total time a little bit long. So it's like
But
It's you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
but then do uh, the time of the Q2 riders get put in with the Q1 riders? So some riders will go very quick in Q2. The conditions can be different, 100%, but we maybe need to do a time adjustment. I think for maybe, and then throw them in like within the last 20 or like after the top 10. So say Amaury was where he came. Maybe he was the 11th fastest, then put him in 11 and let that top 10 from Q1 stay the last 10 and then add them
Yeah,
all in
they've
there.
earned it. And
Yeah.
then if your time is faster than I guess you've got to make a system on how fast the time is and where you can slot in. But Amri's
Mm-hmm.
going that quick in Q2. He clearly needs to be coming down later for the story of the race, because now you've got him coming
Yeah.
down like second, sitting in the hot
Yeah.
seat like, oh,
And the
is
race
anyone
is
going to
dead.
beat this time? Race
Yeah.
is a bit dead
The,
for a while. Red
we're
split, red
probably
split, red split.
Yeah, most of the race was like that, and then you're standing there watching, and you're like, I hope someone beats him, because otherwise, there's not a race on their hands. Like all we're gonna see
Yeah.
is Umries run some of it, and no one beat him.
Yeah, so you can understand, I do understand, like it is a challenging thing to figure out, but maybe we'll learn as it goes, like, okay, what was the broadcast like? And did we
Hmm.
lose the race for a little bit by not reseeding them? So you
Yeah,
guys felt that at the bottom a bit, like, oh, flip, red split, red split.
yeah. It
And
was
other
it
than
was
that,
raining and cold, and we're watching nothing happen. Essentially, like red splits.
oh my
Uh,
goodness.
like, and there was nowhere that was sheltered that you could watch the race from. You just had to stand in the rain.
Did really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
there was a grandstand, but nothing where you could actually be sheltered.
No,
And
I
the rain
guess.
was during the women's race. The rain was sideways, so you're like getting wet pants standing there with an umbrella. Like it
Oh
was
my
quite depressing.
goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, they made it exciting for me to watch from a distance, but it would have been a bit dreary in the pits. And props to everyone there, from the riders to
yeah,
you, well, you are a rider and a media guy, and
yeah.
just everyone that puts on that race. Warner Brothers, I'm thanking you.